Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new Converse in the Ninjaverse. I'm Will,
I'm Chris.
And I'm Mike.
and Sports Ball was on last night.
It was. And I kind of watched it.
It was the Captain
And I'm a
Americas
sport-
versus the Guardians.
And I'm a sports fan, but I just wasn't into it last night.
Well, you wound up missing what might have been the most exciting end to a Super Bowl.
Oh, I saw the end of
in
the
history.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
The dumbest thing ever.
I saw the end of it. And Pete Carroll's an idiot and should be fired.
Well, there's that whole thing, but then the dude that made the play that landed on his ass and caught a football laying on his back.
That was an awesome juggling job that he did.
It was all in all a good game.
It
Had a
was.
bad call at the end.
Yeah. And
What one of the things I wanted to bring to this show about the Super Bowl was it seems like lately with this new out and proud nerd movement that they're attacking people who enjoy watching the Super Bowl or some sports something. Now, being a guy who always grew up and loved all the nerd stuff, comic books, sci-fi, fantasy, I played Dungeons and Dragons, but I also watched sports. I participated in sports, and I had to be the guy that were like, "Oh, you play Dungeons and Dragons?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And I'm like, "And if you want to give me a hard time about it, I'll pull your pants up above your head."
like when James Franco had to
'Cause-
play it in Freezing Geeks.
Yeah. So I was on that side of it as kind of being, I guess, a nerd who could defend himself.
Yeah.
Not nerd. I never even considered myself a nerd. I just liked that nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
Because nerd implies smart. I was never smart.
No, you were smart.
But now I feel like I have to go and punch guys in the face that are like, I don't care about your silly Super Bowl. There's gonna be a blowback, and I think it's gonna be ugly.
It probably is.
I think these guys are digging their own grave. The internet is a buffer, but one day you're not gonna have the computer in front of you. One day you're gonna badmouth the Super Bowl to the wrong guy who don't give a shit, and he's gonna punch you in your hipster mustache.
This was the first year I really just didn't care about the Super Bowl. And I think the reason behind me not caring about the Super Bowl is I like Mike am a nerd, but I'm also I'm also a sports nerd. So on my commute every morning and on my commute every night, I listen to sports talk radio. And for 2 fucking weeks, all they talked about were Tom Brady's deflated balls.
I wanted to count how many times they mentioned oh my God, Deflate Gate.
Yeah.
Why does everything end with gate?
Everything is a gate. Everything is a gate. But
Well,
this
you
is
see,
so
in
far out of our wheelhouse for this show right
There was
now.
a United States president named Nixon. He sent people to steal information from the Democratic National Committee, and it was at the Watergate Hotel.
Yes, and that
So
led to
since
deflating
then, whenever
footballs.
there's a controversy, it's been cliche to add gate to the end of it.
Yes.
What bothers me the most is, and this goes back to that South Park from a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago, the last time the Patriots got caught cheating was if you cheat and win, everybody kind of forgets about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the bad guys who win in the Super Bowl. This is like when Ric Flair hit out on the side of the ring for that whole Royal Rumble and then wound up winning at the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is a bad guys won the Super Bowl.
and they go in Disney World.
It got exposed, and then they were like, yeah, fuck you, we cheated.
All right, now let's get back to our regularly scheduled show.
No, don't cut me off, I'm talking. What did I just say about I'm going to punch a nerd? I'm going to car down to your house.
Look in the mirror, punch yourself in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do one of these.
Even though, look, I'm in disguise now because I got this going on.
Oh,
You
yeah,
do,
I
you know.
never noticed that. It's a very rugged beard. It's very nice. The other, so I kind of expected, all right, this is going to be a Super Bowl for the bad guys. But what I didn't expect was the heel turn that we got.
Absolutely.
From the commercials. The commercials turned themselves on us.
Well,
the commercials made us feel bad. The commercials attacked us.
They did.
They did, and we'll get into that shortly.
But that's what happened to me this weekend.
Yeah, there was a massive heel turn by the commercials. I'm looking at you nationwide.
We'll get to that. Let's talk about the box office.
Box office. Number one for like the third or fourth week in a row was American Sniper. Took in $31.8 million, $248.9 million for the total.
All the money.
All the money. Number two was Paddington. Took in $8.5 million.
That's doing surprisingly well.
It is for the lack of promotion and people not knowing who Paddington is. It's actually doing better than I thought it was going to. I think that's in its second week. That took in $50.5 million. Coming in at number 3 is the new time travel / butterfly effect movie, Project Almanac.
I almost went to see that this weekend.
It looks like it could be fun, but for me, that's definitely a watch on HBO kind of movie.
Yeah.
That also took in a little over $8.5 million. Coming in at number 4 is one that I honestly I probably would know what it is as soon as I say it, but I don't. Black or White.
I don't know what that is either.
That took in $6.4 million. That was also in its first week.
Yeah.
It might be. Yeah.
Black or White. A grieving widower is drawn in a custody battle over his granddaughter, whom he helped raise her entire life.
Okay. So it's kind of a family drama. Okay.
Yes. Kevin Costner, Octavia Spencer.
Okay, yeah. I saw the trailers for it.
Bill Burr.
Yeah. Not something I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it's very like pull at your heartstrings type of thing. The poster for it is Kevin Costner holding this little girl, and then I guess it's I guess that's Octavia Spencer. I can't tell her head's turned. Yeah, it's that family drama stuff.
Okay. And then coming in at number 5 is The Boy Next Door with $6 million and $24.6 million total.
Also,
talked about that last
Lopez.
week. That's the Jennifer Lopez
version of The Crush.
Yes. Now,
that's our
It's
top
The Crush,
5.
but instead of having hot young
Alicia Silverstone,
we have older, milfier
Jennifer
Lopez.
yes. Preying on a young boy.
Yes.
Now, I mentioned that I almost went to see Project Almanac. I went to the movies this weekend with Victoria because Harley was hanging out with whatever. But I left it up to Victoria. I said, Victoria, do you want to go see Project Almanac or do you want to go see Mordecai? So at first she's like, I want to see Project Almanac. And then she thought about it. She's like, no, you know what? I kind of want to see Mordecai. I think she wanted to go see it because for some reason Mordecai was rated R. There is literally zero reason this movie should be rated R. They said fuck twice.
Well,
and there was some sexual humor.
That's R. You can't say it more than once in a movie without getting an R rating.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They literally say it twice.
I'm going to say this before you carry on, is that I think Miss Victoria was the only person that wanted to go see Mordecai.
We were the only 2 people in the theater on a matinee. I'll tell you that right now.
In the pre-show, Will says to me, Victoria and I went to go see Mordecai. I said, did that come out? And he says, yeah, like 2 weeks ago. I said, I don't remember seeing it in the box office. So I went and I did a little bit of research in the box office, and I scrolled down through the top 5 and through the top 10, through the top 15. It's coming in this week in its second week at number 16. It debuted last week at number 9. It took in this week $1.4 million. It has made in 2 weeks. It has made $6.8 million, and it has a $60 million budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
It
that
didn't
being,
have much advertising at all.
mm-mm.
I disagree with that. Maybe out by you there wasn't a lot, but for me it was like every commercial break there was a Mordecai commercial.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't see much for it. I didn't see like any. I don't know. I just didn't see the hype I expected to. And then I kind of found out. I think I did a little research and found out it's actually based on some kind of like an obscure independent comic book. Not even that relatively obscure, but
I know it's based on some type of book.
a graphic novel or a series of comics, or I want to say it's comic book related.
It might be.
It might be because it looks like it could be.
It has
But-
that kind of pacing also, where
Yeah.
because
But,
his
I mean-
manservant Jeffrey, I believe his name was, who is Paul Bettany, who will be Vision in Age of Ultron, is always getting shot, always, just forever shot and getting hurt. But it has that kind of pacing, like it would be like a comic book pacing.
But this is another. I mean, not that Johnny Depp is, his movies make huge money, and he always picks kind of quirky roles anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But between, in recent memory, the Lone Ranger kind of tanking, and now this kind of, as I said, out by me, it's been every commercial break or every other commercial break, I've seen a commercial for Mordecai. And I've only taken 2 weeks. I've only taken in like a little less than $7 million.
It's actually adapted
Not
from the book
good.
anthology "Don't Point That Thing at Me," written by Kirill Bonfiglioli.
Okay.
Nah. Critical reception has been met with largely negative reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, film holds a rating of 11% based on 74 reviews, with an average rating of 3.3.
It's still better than Saving Christmas.
Mm-hmm. But on February 7th, 2014, which is last year, Lionsgate announced they're going to be making a film series with the character. Now, that being said, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fun movie. It was kind of like just watching like an old heist movie. It had that fun little just madcap craziness to it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had a good cast too. Had Gwyneth Paltrow, Johnny Depp, Ewan McGregor, Paul Bettany, Olivia Munn, Jeff Goldblum. I mean, it had a decent cast.
Yeah, it looks like it's a series of books. There was a trilogy that came out in the 70s. Don't Point That Thing at Me, Something Nasty in the Woodshed, After You with the Pistol.
Weird ass titles.
Yeah, and then they did a couple other ones.
But I mean, I don't see them. I mean, I know they say they're going to be doing a series, but I don't see them doing more than two.
No.
No,
not unless it gets some legs somehow, and
when it comes out on video.
Because that's 2 weeks and only $6.8 million and a $60 million budget is not good.
I didn't expect that to have a $60 million budget. It looked very small to me, because I know Johnny Depp does enjoy doing like an oddball small thing here and there. I think that might be one of the things that's hurting the box office power, I guess, of Johnny Depp. That he's became such a draw that when he wants to do this oddball thing that he's enjoyed so much over the years, in a smaller picture, he's not getting to do that.
Yeah.
This is what's happening to him.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they're going to slam him. He's going to be in that small Kevin Smith picture.
Well,
Yeah.
he was in Tusk, and he's going to be in Yoga Hosers.
Yeah. And it's going to be like, there's another time that Johnny Depp screwed up.
You know what, though? He has so much money, he could do whatever the hell he wants right now.
And I like when he does the kind of quirky off the wall stuff, because usually he's really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what made his career.
Yeah. And I mean, as you're saying, Will, you enjoyed the movie, and I
did.
I know I'll see it. I just don't know when.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a fantastic movie, but for what it was, it was enjoyable.
You enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. I will say all the previews before it were freaking terrible. And that 50 Shades of Grey, for fuck's sake with this 50 Shades of Grey. Just enough with it.
Now, this is a kind of a side note on that is we had Mary's Friends came out this weekend, and one of her friends was rereading 50 Shades of Grey, and we were kind of bantering back and forth on how awfully is written, and she even said it's horribly written.
It started as Twilight fan fiction.
It did. It started as Twilight fan fiction, which is creepy.
Yeah.
And then it took on a life of its own, and now we've got some movie that all the women are going to go drag their boyfriends to on Valentine's Day.
It looked like, from seeing the trailer, it looked kind of interesting, but I think I enjoyed it more the first time I saw it when it was called Secretary.
Yeah.
Where Ultron gets with, what's her name from Batman?
Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, Uglier.
Uglier?
That was mean. Gyllenhaal. Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Sorry, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Maggie Gyllenhaal and Secretary, thumbs up.
You're never, ever going to get to meet her now. Or if you do meet her, she's going to say, I heard what you said about me.
Yeah.
I dig Secretary.
But yeah, that was there. But the other movie I watched.
You think Batman was mad at the Joker?
You know, and I have to say.
You should see how mad he would be at Ultron, and then.
I have to say, Will, you are a horrible, horrible parent.
Why?
Bringing your daughter to an R-rated movie and then having her sit through a 50 Shades of Grey trailer.
Well,
your 13-year-old daughter.
I looked at her. I said, "Don't ever
up.
watch this movie." She's like, "I'm not gonna watch it." She knows about it. She's heard the name. But yeah. But you know what? I'll take credit for being a horrible parent, because the other movie I let my kids watch this weekend was 22 Jump Street, because they've seen 21 Jump Street. 22 Jump Street was fucking hilarious. I don't know if you guys have seen the first one yet.
I haven't seen I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I've owned this because I'm in that group with a bunch of those guys that we all put movies in there. I've owned it for a while. I just never got around to watching it. They make it a point to say, do exactly what you did last time. Like, it's a running gag through the movie. It's hilarious, but I think what tops it all is the credits at the end. Because the credits at the end go through every inevitable sequel that they could ever do ever.
Nice. Like,
they get up to 40 Jump Street. The whole movie's just great. I highly recommend seeing 22 Jump Street if you haven't already. Because Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill actually make a really good team.
I just can't stand Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I mean, people said that though with Chris Farley and David Spade, that they couldn't stand David Spade.
Yeah, but I can't stand Jonah Hill.
Have you seen Jonah Hill in any of the serious stuff?
Moneyball,
I've seen him in the serious stuff. I dig him in. I dug him in Moneyball. He's not a bad actor. I'm just not a fan.
And some people have that reaction. Like, my sister can't watch any Will Ferrell movies.
Me neither. I can't watch a Will Ferrell movie. Will Ferrell for me is one of those guys that less is more.
And my parents
every Will Ferrell movie is him taking his shirt off and running around and yelling.
And my parents couldn't get into Jim Carrey. They didn't like Jim Carrey at all.
I'm not a real big Jim Carrey guy either.
The last Jim Carrey thing that I saw that I enjoyed was the number 23.
Oh my god, that came out when I worked at Blockbuster, I think.
Was that long ago? That was like 5 years ago.
No, I think that was recent.
Really?
It could be 8 years ago.
I'm gonna look
it's fairly recent. It's
now I'm thinking I might have bought it when I lived in the other house.
It's after us.
Oh, 2007.
Working at Blockbuster.
Okay, so about 8 years ago.
Something came out weird like that when we worked at Blockbuster. All right.
But that was the last thing I did with Jim Carrey. I had a little bit of a movie. Well, I didn't go to the movies. The movies came to me. I got caught on a delayed flight, so they gave us the direct TV on the airplane for free.
Oh, nice.
And I wound up watching Maze Runner.
How was that?
You know, the main reason I watched, I had kind of been interested in it, and then I watched the honest trailer for Maze Runner, because I'm like, I just kind of want to see where this goes, and I saw enough of it that I'm like, all right, this might be kind of interesting. And it wasn't terrible, but the honest trailers kind of broke it down to that it's as predictable as it's just a Hunger Games ripoff type of thing.
Yeah.
And they don't give you a lot of information as to why these things, for some reason they have to do this maze, but
They cut a lot of the story out from the book, from what I understand.
well, yeah, and then there's sequels and stuff that I guess I have to come out because it kind of it gets you to a point, but then you're like,
Yeah. Never just one movie anymore.
I might have been a little bit more interested. It was one of those odd things that if I hadn't known what direction it was going in, I might have given up on it.
Okay.
Like there was a point that I could have shut it off because it seemed like I'm like, all right, this is where I'd see where this movie would have hit a problem. One of the cool things about it is probably I'll call him the second male lead. You know, maybe the third male lead. You know, one of the top couple characters.
Okay.
Is Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you just watch the movie and you hear him talk, and you're like, that's Ferb. With the trailers that they showed, what they don't give you, and our spoilers coming up, if you're interested in Maze Runner, I'm going to give away a little bit of stuff now. Apparently what's in the maze, aside from the maze just changing shape, are there these giant cybernetic, Chris, puppies.
Oh.
That's fine, I don't care.
There are these big, spidery, wormy, odd things, and then when they sting you, you turn into some kind of a zombie.
Okay.
Like run away.
There's an antidote that they can give you. And then once you get after you get stung by the zombie thing, once you get the antidote, then you remember why you got put in a maze.
Oh. It's like your conscience stings you. It's like, this is what you did to get here.
But in the course of the movie, they never fucking tell you why they got put in the middle. There's a test. For what?
You know why. You'll figure
when it gets to the end,
it's all Common Core, and
it's really like, what in the blue fuck are you talking about? I'm like, it was kind of interested with the maze and the spiders and that shit, and there was just kind of cool Lord of the Flies vibe going on in it. And then at the end, it's like, I don't fucking know.
You have to, like, if you didn't read the book, you have no idea what just happened.
Like, Maze Runner 2 is going to be called, This Ain't Got Nothing to Fucking Do with Mazes.
Well, that's like that Insurgent movie coming out, which is off of Divergent, which looks like another Hunger Games ripoff, which my daughter has no interest in seeing it. I don't know what the fuck is going on. That trailer is crazy. But I have no interest in seeing that movie. It just looks not good at all.
Now, the one with Mila Kunis and
Jupiter Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending.
That looks good.
At least graphically it looks good. Whatever they got going on, I don't know what the story's about, but I'm like, all right, there's some spaceship shit going on. That looked kind of cool.
Also, the movie that will be known as the movie attached to the Batman Superman trailer.
Yeah, if that's true.
Oh, is that the plan?
Yeah.
That's the rumor anyway.
There was a rumor that they were supposed to show the first commercial for it last night, and it didn't happen.
Yes, I was waiting for that the whole time. I was waiting for an Ant-Man commercial. I was waiting for...
An Avengers. We got 0 superhero commercials. We did get Jurassic World.
That's not superheroes.
I know, but it looked pretty good.
Terminator, which still I think looks...
Young Arnold versus old Arnold.
I'm kind of on board for that. I was
the Terminator sequel has definitely won me over.
Yeah, I had said last week I kind of had explained it to my wife, and then I was explaining it to my father last night, and the more I talk about it, the more I think about it. I'm on board for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was defending it last night too, kind of talking out like, no, this is what they're gonna do. It kind of sounds interesting.
It's a reboot. Rebooting it all. But speaking of Jurassic World, and we can go into a little bit of a casting rumor right now. Disney is looking at rebooting Indiana Jones. They're not rebooting it, just continuing the series. And they're looking at Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones.
I totally buy it. That was something we talked about when Guardians came out. That I would be interested in seeing him play Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm. I think because he had that kind of swagger in Guardians at the beginning.
Yeah, I can definitely see him playing Indy.
And he's got the look.
Yeah.
I can see him throw the fedora on him. I think he's got it there.
Yeah, I think he can pull it off.
I don't want them to reboot it though. I want them to just continue on with the series. Just have a bunch of standalone movies.
Do it like they do James Bond. Just new actor taking over the role.
Yeah. The Indiana Jones movies didn't really connect to each other too much.
Not really.
You had a couple of recurring characters who would occasionally make a reference to something else.
Mm-hmm.
In the Last Crusade, he referenced the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Crystal Skull got a little bit more sequel-y and into things.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that nobody liked.
Let's forget that happened.
Yeah.
I still say if you cut out Shia LaBeouf out of Crystal Skull, that's not a bad movie.
I don't think I've actually seen the entire movie. I've seen most of it. Enough to not.
There were some things that they could have done without in that, but like surviving the atomic blast in a refrigerator and Shia LaBeouf.
The refrigerator thing didn't bother me that much.
No, it didn't bother me that much, but then you just kind of couple that with Shia LaBeouf and like way too much of him and
No. That's his catchphrase.
There's always too much Shia LaBeouf.
There is.
The boof.
But he used to be famous.
But let's get into whatever bit of news we have, because we don't have a ton of it, but we have some good
stuff. Let's since we kind of started with the Super Bowl stuff and Mike kind of teased the heel turn in the commercials, why don't we just dive into that so we don't
Okay, let's do that. But before we get into that, can I just interrupt you real quick? When you get a second, go on tfury.com, because they have a pair of sneakers that are bounty hunter sneakers, and it looks like Converse with Boba Fett on the side.
Nice.
So.
Well, Vans has put out a line of Star Wars sneakers, and they're fucking awesome.
Really?
Yes.
I want them. All right, so yeah, let's talk about those commercials.
Now, I'm going old school for the commercials, and you kids at home might not know what this is.
Newspaper?
Ooh, a newspaper.
It was free at the hotel over the weekends.
Nice.
My daughter has to bring a newspaper into school. She says, we don't have a newspaper in the house. I'm like, no, we're not old. Paper.
I tease my parents all the time, like when it's snowing and they don't have any good reason to go out and I'm out for something. They're like, can you get the papers for us? I'm like, yeah, or you could just go on the internet and read all the news like people do now.
Do
you want me to kill you a wildebeest and kill the family history on a tablet too while I'm out?
Your parents are hipsters.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about these. What was in your old relic from the past there, Mike?
Well, this lists everything, and I don't know, they're ranked on somebody's rating. Rating by the USA Today Ad Meter panel. So USA Today, I mean, it really means nothing.
One guy.
One of the things on the bottom was they didn't like the Kate Upton Game of War commercial.
Oh my god, can we talk about that real quick? Because fucking Kate Upton. Alright, Kate Upton, you're beautiful. I like looking at you. However, I don't want to play your fucking game.
Is that the one that kind of looks like it could be like Clash of Clans, and I keep thinking it is Clash of Clans, and then it's not?
No, there's another one that you think is Clash of Clans. That's what the hell is that one? That is
No, I'm not. It's not.
Heroes Charge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it looks like Clash of Clans.
But no,
Game of War looks more like
Civ.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like Civilization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, there's a $40 million advertising campaign behind this game. And this game is getting shitty reviews on iOS and Android because it's not that good. But they throw Kate Upton there.
They just bounce Kate Upton through those commercials.
Yeah. And if you're playing Trivia Crack on your phone, every other ad is a fucking video for Kate Upton. I'm so tired. I will not play this game because I hate these commercials so much.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Clash of Clans...
That commercial.
We already talked about we talked about pregame. We didn't talk about it. But the Clash of Clans commercial that play, and the Clash of Clans advertising that's been going on has been great. Supercell in general has had, between Clash of Clans and Heyday, has a great ad campaign.
Yeah.
For what they do. They had Keith Robinson do one for Heyday, singing a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like an old McDonald type of thing, and that was a lot of fun. And the animated ones they've been doing with the Clash of Clans characters have been great.
Yeah, they're cute.
This one for the Super Bowl, you didn't know what the direction is, and the way they kind of explain it to people gives away the punchline, but it's the Liam Neeson commercial.
And at first, I saw this Clash of Clans commercial. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, fucking really? A Clash of Clans commercial? And then you see it pull back, and it's Liam Neeson playing, and he's going through his whole Taken speech. I'm like, oh, shit, that's funny.
Yeah, it was good. That was one of the ones that I had missed for various reasons, but watched it earlier. That is probably one of the best commercials.
And, you know, I play Clash of Clans, and when I do get attacked and get fucked up like that, and they take all my gold, and I get pinned, that's how I'm like, fuck you, I'm coming after you.
That's the same way when I'm playing Star Wars Command.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill your wife.
Yeah.
Dog. I'm going to burn down your neighbor's house.
I was playing Clash of Clans for a while, but then you get to that point where you have to pay to get those gems to get it quicker, because otherwise you're going to be waiting. Like in Star Wars, I had to wait 5 days for my goddamn base to get upgraded.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I hit a point where I dumped a little bit of money into it to get me to kind of give me a jump ahead. But now I'm kind of at a comfortable position. Now I'm in a good clan.
Mm-hmm.
That we're doing things okay.
That's
we're
when the
working
game
nice.
wins. The game wins when you have to give it money.
Yes, like in that South Park.
And that's when I stopped playing, because I don't want to give it money.
Mm-hmm. Simpsons got some of my money. Simpsons tapped out. That got more money than I care to admit.
Now, if I have to say, as looking at the commercials, kind of in a quick overview with this list, if one company in general did the best job with two distinct commercials, I'm going to say it's Budweiser.
Yeah.
Because they did the Lost Puppy commercial, where the wolf
Yeah, that commercial, man.
And I mean, that commercial, that reached out, that touched a brother's heart.
It does. I was like, fuck you.
And then the other commercial reminded me why I don't drink their shit beer.
And the
Which
other
one?
commercial was, I loved it because it came at, Budweiser came back out swinging at hipster beer snobs and their curly mustaches. And they're sipping little pumpkin peach ale, whatevers. That and it's an argument that I've had with people that if I'm going out drinking, that doesn't mean I'm going to have 3 heavy beers and stop drinking. I'm drinking all night, and you got to drink something.
That's never stopped me.
No.
Never stopped me. Heavy beers never stopped me.
The way I look at a beer like a Budweiser or a Miller, it's the beer you're going to drink when you're drinking about 28.
Mm.
Well, I like the Bud Light Pac-Man commercial.
I'd rather die. I said to a friend earlier who had made a comment about the Budweiser commercial, I said, if I'm ever on fire and the only thing you can put me out with is Budweiser, let me burn. So yes, I am that hipster beer snob minus the curly mustache.
I will always hold close and dear to my heart Bud Ice.
Bud Ice.
Because it was a fantastic ad campaign with the singing creepy penguin.
With the penguin, yeah, the penguin was a great.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beer that I used to keep on tap at my house. People would pour it, start drinking it, think it was Budweiser, have a few, and then be on their ass. Because it was a high-octane Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pac-Man commercial, too, was another Budweiser. I forgot. That was, they did their, they kind of had to top their other one, that Best Night Ever, from last year, where the guy went in the limo.
Yeah.
And then wound up playing Arnold Schwarzenegger in ping pong.
Yeah, yeah. I liked the Bud Light Pac-Man commercial.
Dude, that Pac-Man made that would stress me the shit out.
Oh, absolutely. I would just run up to one of them ghosts and just be like, pow!
My wife looked at me, she's like, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, those ghosts would stress me out.
Which is why I'm still a better Pac-Man player than you.
I so hope that somebody builds that.
I think
I
in
want that
Japan
to
they had
be at
something
like
that.
amusement parks. I want that to be down the shore.
on the boardwalk.
Yes. Did you guys ever see the guys from Super Troopers, Broken Lizard?
Mm-hmm.
They did a movie called Club Dread that was
Yes.
the
Yes.
slasher movie comedy.
I loved Club Dread.
And they did live action Pac-Man in that,
Yes.
where they did the Pac-Man maze, and they had the guys running around dressed as the fruit and stuff. Quick, going back to the commercial thing, Doritos always does a good job.
They only
Their
had one
Guy in a
commercial.
Plane commercial was funny. Their Pigs Fly commercial was, I mean, they kind of do a dumb one.
I like the Pigs Fly commercial.
Doritos is going for kids. They got to give kids childhood diabetes. McDonald's trying to, McDonald's is on this ad campaign to be like, hey, we're not Hitler.
I
We're
don't.
just making some cheap burgers. You don't got to eat them every fucking day. Nobody comes to your house, ties you down, and feeds you.
I don't care for McDonald's food, but I thought that was a good commercial.
I mean, they are to a point now where people, on the internet, people just in general talking about McDonald's like it's poison, where it's greasy fast food. It ain't good for you.
No, not at all.
But
everything in moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
I get a craving for McDonald's like maybe once every 6 weeks. I gotta have something.
I haven't. I probably haven't had McDonald's in 12 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm creeping up on my White Castle craving though.
I did.
And that was probably
that's another one I don't like.
In some time when we were hungry and nothing else was open.
Yeah.
When they kicked us out of that Kentucky Fried Chicken in Florida.
In Florida, yeah.
What you got to do to get kicked out of Kentucky Fried Chicken in Florida?
We showed up and ordered some
Showed
chicken.
up late.
It was 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, Victoria wouldn't let me have a double down when we went to KFC on Saturday.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I was like, yeah, but you have to dip it in the mashed potatoes and gravy for extra flavor.
Good for her.
She's like,
She doesn't want to be an orphan.
I'm gonna kind of interject here and say that my personal favorite commercial of the entire Super Bowl was the Squarespace commercial.
I knew you were gonna like that one, and I mean, apparently a lot of people hated that one.
Everybody hated that one. I loved it. I went to dreamingwithjeff.com and downloaded the album.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's fucking brilliant.
And what did he do? He just kind of...
It's like kind of like relaxing music playing in the background, and Jeff Bridges talking to you.
Ah, nice.
It's one of those things where I'm like, because I have a hard time sleeping, and I'm always looking for something like that. I'm like, that would be awesome. I'm gonna have to listen to that at night, but I have to listen to it a couple times prior to falling asleep because I'm gonna laugh my ass off the first couple times I hear it. Now, if only Sam Elliott and Morgan Freeman put out help you get to sleep tapes, I'm sold. But it was definitely funny, and he's in the whole Jeff Bridges now kind of crotchety old man kind of voice and
Yes.
gravelly voice, and I thought that one was fun. It didn't get good reviews, but I still thought it was fun.
But I mean, compared to the rest of the stuff, the only other thing, the Mindy, I would say her last
Mindy
name.
Kaling?
The Mindy Kaling
Mindy
commercial.
Kaling. That one I laughed at a lot. It was really Matt Damon made it.
Yeah.
It did, and Nationwide.
Oh, wait, before we get to Nationwide.
Well, yeah.
Before we get to Nationwide.
That is a Nationwide commercial.
Oh, Brady Bunch. I forgot about Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Got a Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch commercial, I mean, I had seen it a couple days prior.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
I thought that was great. I loved it. And Marsha looks exactly the fucking same.
That's not her. That's her from then. That's not her
Yeah.
now.
No, that was her now.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm going to look it up.
She's like a 60-year-old lady.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not her now.
I'm
That
looking
was
it
her
up.
then. And she might have just dubbed the voiceover like what's her name did. But
Maureen McCormick.
Marie McCormick.
No, that's her now.
Marie McCormick does not look like that.
I'm looking at a picture of her, goddammit. From 2009.
She still looks okay, but I mean, she had a big coke problem in the 80s. She does not look like she did when she was 16.
I'm pretty sure that was her. Like, now. We'll have to look it up.
I think you're mistaken. I think they did a little bit of the same magic.
I think they just softened her face a little bit.
In the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, whatever. I like to think that she's still that hot.
You know, we just kind of ran through kind of the fun and kind of okay, but the rest of the commercials, it just made you feel like
terrible.
Do you take care of your kid?
Well, this is where I'm going because I started going down this path.
Yes.
The Nationwide commercial with Mindy Kaling and Matt Damon was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They should have just left well the fuck enough alone.
I forgot that was from Nationwide.
I think it was there was kind of a slow build where you had other things like the Nissan commercial, the Cats in the Cradle Nissan commercial.
Oh, that killed me. That
God damn it!
that
wrecked
me.
Was like, what the?
That wrecked me.
And then there was the Dove Men, like, take care of your kid and be a good father type of, you scumbag type of thing. There was a Weight Watchers commercial where it just kind of made us all feel like, hey, you having fun, enjoying yourself, eating shitty food? Yeah, fuck, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I'm not hungry anymore. And then here's this little kid who's sitting there playing with cartoon Optimus Prime.
It's a little mop-haired kid on a bike, and he's like, I'm not going to get to do this, and I'm not going to get cooties, and I'm not going to get married, and I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to fly, because I'm dead.
I was like,
and just, as the internet does, internet blew the fuck up.
It was like sitting there, you're like, I'm looking at it, and I kind of looked at the TV, and I'm like, you motherfucker.
How dare you turn on me?
And I'm pretty sure it was in the same fucking commercial break as the Cats in the Cradle Nissan commercial.
I think it was. I think it was back to back, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I saw the Cats in the Cradle Nissan commercial, got a little verklempt, and left the room. And then I came back, and there's a dead mop-headed kid on a bike. It's like...
And then, I mean, earlier in the night, there was a commercial, like a woman on the phone with 911. And,
yes, the beat your wife.
Yeah, and they're like, is somebody in the room with you right now? Oh, yeah. I'm like, fucking hell.
Now, I had heard that story because that was a thing that went around a couple months ago about that lady doing that, calling 911 and trying to order a pizza as a cover so her husband didn't kill her. But the whole time, and then there was the little kid with no legs, and then there was the skier girl with no legs, and it felt like it all culminated with the dead little kid thing. And I felt like, do you guys ever hear that clip of Casey Kasem when he blows up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn dog dying.
Yeah.
You got me coming out of an upbeat number into a goddamn death dedication. So it's, you just couldn't enjoy yourself.
And then the Seahawks fucked up, so.
And, I mean, well, if he completes the pass and they score a touchdown, it's brilliant.
You have the best, but, and again, this isn't our wheelhouse for the show, but you have the best running back in the league. Give him the fucking ball on the 1 yard line.
I don't even watch football, and I knew that was a bad play.
Game over.
They should have went with a running formation and then passed.
And then there was a hockey fight.
They were in shotgun, so you knew they were going to pass the ball.
Yeah. And then there was a hockey fight. All right. But
yeah, I do like that they just fucked that it did go like.
They was like, fuck it.
It just went back shit. No, it's just it was like this could. We were watching. I mean, that was back and forth. It was the whole movie. The whole football game was like a Rocky movie.
Yeah.
Like, they're coming back! Holy shit! Oh, they're back again! Oh, they're coming back!
Well, after halftime, I wanted to get myself to the gym yesterday, so I figured they'd have it on at the gym. We watched the Katy Perry Bam Bam Bigelow tribute halftime show, and then went to the gym. Now, by the time I left the house after the Katy Perry thing and got to the gym, Seattle was up by 3. And then Seattle scores a touchdown and is up by 10. We leave the gym, the Patriots had just scored, and I get home and the Patriots are in the lead. It's a 10-minute ride, if that. I got home just in time to see one of the most fun Super Bowl catches I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped up off my couch and went crazy, and then collapsed to the floor in disgust. Within 30 seconds of just,
Yeah, it's terrible.
snatching defeat from the jaws of victory,
Definitely. Now, with the halftime show,
Megazord.
right before the halftime show started, the commercial that aired was for an NBC. I guess it's going to be a miniseries.
What, for Heroes?
No,
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
the Bible.
Wait, what?
Yes. I saw this.
I missed that one.
There's a Bible or a Jesus show or something like that, and I kind of dug the song that they were playing for it, and I saw Chris's Facebook post, and it kind of brought it all around. They're showing that here's Jesus, and Jesus is talking with St. Peter, and he's getting the apostles together, and they're going through some shit, and they're nailing Jesus up on a cross, and they're all in these little clips in a commercial, and the song that's playing, In the Air Tonight.
See, I didn't know what you were talking about from your Facebook post. I'm like, I must have missed that.
Because my Facebook post is, when I think the Bible, I think Phil Collins in the air tonight,
So now you have, here's a Bible commercial, Jesus in the air tonight, but Bible stuff. Then the next thing I see is a girl riding a giant golden lion into an arena full of people.
I'll allow it.
And I'm like, Moses would be pissed.
Dude, she came out, as soon as that hit, man, as soon as she came out, I saw a picture on Facebook, Katy Perry be like, and it's the fucking White Ranger on top of his line.
The tweets involving the halftime show were fantastic.
You know what? The halftime show was fucking entertaining.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but it's not my music.
I'm not a huge fan of the songs, but her songs are all pop song kind of buttery.
It's almost tolerable. Like I don't like
nonsense-y.
Taylor Swift, but I'll listen to Katy Perry. I don't mind her. Plus, she's cute as shit.
Yeah, she ain't bad to look at.
But Missy Elliott came out at first. I'm like, who the fuck is this in there? Ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh shit! Missy Elliott.
Like, I thought she was dead.
Yeah.
I saw a post. It said gas is under $2 a gallon, and Missy Elliott's on TV. Happy 2003.
That was on my Facebook. But yeah, dude, I actually enjoyed the halftime show. I didn't mind that Lenny Kravitz was only there for
My
one song.
absolute favorite part of the halftime show was singing Sharks and Beach Balls.
Yes.
If you could guarantee me that a whole Katy Perry concert would be her and singing Sharks and Beach Balls, I'm going.
The funniest thing was when that part happened, my kids looked at me, and they're like, that looks like Channing Tatum's trip in 22 Jump Street. Because it looked exactly like that.
I did. I felt like I got drunk and was watching Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't terrible. But the one quick little preview they had commercial-wise, they showed a little 15-second teaser for the Heroes Reborn miniseries.
Which I'm kind of on board for.
Zachary Levi's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, no, because I love Chuck.
Bennett's back. The guy in the horn-rimmed glasses is back.
They said some previous cast members are going to show up, but it's not going to focus on them.
Yeah, it's going to be a new group, which I'm on board for. That show unfortunately suffered from the writer's strike.
They kept Hero in Japan too long.
Yeah.
That was what hurt that show. 'Cause I watched every single episode to the last episode. I did not abandon the show. I loved the show. And it was just getting to that point in the fourth season where it was going to get so good. And Claire revealed everything, and I'm like, ah! And then it got canceled. Like,
that's how Twin Peaks ended.
Yeah.
like, fuck!
Yeah, I got to rewatch Heroes. I was in for about 2 seasons. They killed off one of the characters I liked, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, they killed off a lot of
I never got
characters.
back on the horse. It's on Netflix. I'm going to give it another shot. And speaking of heroes in miniseries, there was that other NBC show for The Slap.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you were talking about with Siler from Heroes.
Yes.
Zachary Quinto. Dude, he just slaps some kid that's not his and shit goes crazy.
Yeah, but the kid was like hitting people with a ball bat. The kid was like swinging a ball bat and hitting people.
He's like,
And I'm like, well, maybe that kid needed a slap.
just call that show the 50s.
I was just, if that took place in 1972, it would have been, that show would have lasted 38 seconds.
That show would have been a sitcom.
Did you just slap my kid? Yeah, you were smacking everybody with a baseball bat. Oh,
All right.
good. I'm going to smack him, too.
There'll be a line like an airplane when they're waiting to smack this shit.
Yeah.
We don't hit people with a baseball bat.
Oh, the kid was a shit. All right. Well, I do have a little couple bits of news that we have not gotten to yet. Not a lot of Marvel news this week. Other than last week, we talked about the Nerdist exclusive that they had of the early versions of the Fantastic Four suits. And we're like, oh, well, we'll see it eventually, blah, blah, blah. The very next
And we
day,
woke up Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning or whenever the hell we recorded, and it was like, there it
I
was.
don't even think I went to bed and it was up there.
I think you're right, actually.
I went downstairs, I took my boots off, I looked on something, and I looked at my iPad, and I'm like, oh, here's the Fantastic Four trailer.
So,
Which, I don't know if we can call that Marvel news, because it has nothing to do with any Marvel comic book I've ever seen.
No. I maybe saw a superpower or two in there, but I saw
Fire.
Guy. I saw Fire.
I saw Rock Guy.
I saw maybe a hand being stretched out to reach for somebody.
Not paper mache. Yeah. It's very dark, very Nolan-esque trailer.
But it broke the record for views for a Fox movie.
Because people couldn't believe what they were watching.
I know. It got watched 42 million times.
Well, it was so clippy, too, that you kind of had to go back and watch it 6 times to be like, what did I see? Because they didn't hold on anything long enough for you to be like, oh, all right.
And there was not one part of that trailer, had it not said Fantastic Four at the end,
Fanforstic.
I would have not known what that movie was for.
Everybody's saying it looks like Chronicle 2.
Yeah. Well, that's the guy that did Chronicle. So.
And a guy who starred in Chronicle.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That was exactly what I put on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they get their powers from the negative zone, which they accidentally found.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not... That ain't horrible.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a decent update because, when they initially came out, it was the space race, and so we're going to try and
They stole a spaceship when they first came out.
Yes, they stole a spaceship. It was, so going into the negative zone and getting exposure, I'm willing to get it, to buy that. But I don't know. Maybe it won't be bad. Nothing is really saying that. And the fact that everything that I've heard, unless all this Doctor Doom talk is a work, again, you're screwing up Doctor Doom.
Or they're going to redo it like they did the Ninja Turtles movie where William Fichtner was supposed to be Shredder, and then they added some scenes where he was not Shredder because people went crazy.
Yeah.
And apparently there is a IP address if you freeze frame when Sue's looking at the monitors, that gives you a history of Latveria.
Yeah.
So nice little Easter egg in the trailer for those of you that care. But they buried it at the end of the summer. It's coming out in August.
Yeah, it's really buried at the end of the summer.
Ant-Man will be in theaters, and if it does anything like Guardians, it will still be #1 by the time Fantastic Four comes out.
I don't know if it's going to do that's going to do Guardians.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to do
I
Guardians.
think
It's going to be tough.
I think it'll do all right.
We'll see what happens. And I just don't know the way Marvel's been working things. There could be shit that happens in Agent Carter and S.H.I.E.L.D. that helps strengthen the Ant-Man vibe.
That strong rumor that near the end of Agent Carter, a young Hank Pym is going to show up.
Well, I don't know if you guys are on top of your Agent Carter at all, but for the episode this weekend,
The
a
hell?
young superhero is going to show up.
Who?
There's going to be an Avenger. Apparently, it looked like there's an Avenger in next week's episode of
this
Agent
week,
Carter.
I know the Howling Commandos show up and Dum Dum Dugan and all that.
Yes. Because what they're starting to investigate is in Russia and Russia's secret super soldier program.
Yeah. Because I don't want to
The
spoil
product of Russia's secret super soldier program
it.
is the Black Widow.
Yes. Now, did you see last week's episode?
Yes.
Dottie?
Yes.
Yeah. She is basically, not the spoilers for anybody who didn't see last week's episode, Chris. She's basically the proto Black Widow. She's the first Black Widow graduate from that program.
Right.
So, yeah.
And in the trailer for this week's episode, there's a little redheaded girl that they have to go save. She's older than you think. She was that's in Black Widow comics. There's a classic back when Jim Lee was doing Uncanny X-Men.
I have his first issue, issue 268.
With
Captain America, Black Widow, and Wolverine on the cover.
That was his first. That wasn't his first issue. He'd done a cover before then.
Oh, okay.
But that's the one I'm talking about with Captain America, Black Widow. That story, that's about Wolverine and Captain America rescuing Black Widow in 1948 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because she's got some kind of a Russian super soldier something in her.
Okay, cool.
So we might be getting Black Widow this week.
Yes,
Whatever the case
young
may be.
Natasha. All right, and the
We're
other.
definitely getting Dum Dum Dugan.
Yes, we are. I'm so excited. I love Dum Dum Dugan. And the other bit of news came out today. Again, a Nerdist exclusive because I think they're owned by Legendary, who's owned by Warner Brothers, so they get kind of inside tracks on shit. The TV, excuse me, the roster for the pilot episode of Titans, which is the Teen Titans live action show, has been revealed. It's a little questionable. It's not terrible. I do find something very surprising about it. I want to see if you guys pick up what it is at the end. Leading the team is going to be Dick Grayson, who's going to start off as Robin. At some point during the season, he will probably switch over to Nightwing. He's working as a private detective in Boston, which is, it should be Bloodhaven. Maybe they're going to change it. We don't know. Joining Dick Grayson will be Barbara Gordon, who was never a member of the Titans. She is not going to be Batgirl. But she has not been called Oracle yet, but she is in a wheelchair. So she is the resident...
My head hurts already. All
yes,
right.
She is the resident hacker for the team. Because every superhero show needs to have hacker for the team. Also joining are going to be Raven and Starfire, which, okay, fine. And Hawk and Dove, which I thought was... It's going to be Hank Hall and Dawn Granger. They're going to be romantically involved with each other as they were in the comic series. They didn't mention Cyborg, they didn't mention Beast Boy. But what I find interesting, there's only 2 male leads on the show. Which usually they try to do 3 male leads, 2 female leads if they're doing a team-based show. So I thought that was a little interesting.
No, maybe they're trying to, get the more female...
The female action star thing has been big lately.
Yeah.
I mean, more than lately. I mean, you go back, we're working on almost 20 years of... They'd almost rather do a female action star than a male action star.
And they do have room to... I mean, if the show gets picked up, obviously you're probably going to have to throw Beast Boy on there. They're going to do stuff like that. TNT and CW are both owned by Warner Brothers. So you may see Roy from Arrow show up as Arsenal for an episode over on Titans.
Yeah.
I feel that Beast Boy is cost prohibitive. Put him on the show. It's going to get more expensive to deal with a character like Beast Boy. I mean, I guess Raven gets tricky, but
we can have one special effects laden character.
Yeah.
pick.
Well, like I was thinking about characters. Going back a little bit to Agent Carter, and characters that they could introduce. One of the, this is one of those sticky things with Marvel rights. I would like to see.
What's going on there?
There's a Teen Titans finger puppet show.
I have Teen Titans Go finger puppets.
Nice.
I have no Teen Titans stuff here to counteract.
No, I don't either.
But with bringing comic characters in and trying to bring them in that are less special effects laden, and for the age, who would work out perfectly, I think, for the Agent Carter is the Enforcers from the Marvel Universe, who were primarily Spider-Man villains, but worked for a lot of the different gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
That was Fancy Dan, Ox, and Montana, and they were just. It was like a cowboy, a gangster, and a big knuckled up.
It's not like the Wrecking Crew, or is that what I'm thinking of? The Wrecking Crew?
There was the Wrecking Crew, but they didn't have any. These guys didn't have any powers. It was like one guy was a cowboy, one guy was a gangster. They just had like guns, and one guy just like fought. He just punched everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it would be perfect for like 1948. When Agent Carter's happening to introduce those characters.
Yeah.
But I don't know who has the rights to them. It's one of those odd, muddled, are they Spider-Man villains or are they Marvel villains?
When they when I was trying to explain that to the kids the other day with something. I'm like, certain villains you can't have, like Doctor Doom, he's everybody's villain. But he's primarily Fantastic Four, but he antagonizes everybody. Kingpin is mostly Daredevil, but he kind of messes with a subset of the Marvel universe.
Kingpin's first appearance was in Spider-Man.
Yeah. But, villains get murky. They can't ever just bother their own people.
Yeah, I guess they tend to be tied to one specific person, but, they all have different interactions.
Arrow did something cool that I'm hoping that they start doing a little more often. Not Arrow, it was Flash this week. He takes down this gang at the beginning, and it's the Royal Flush Gang, but they're not the villains for the show. They're just kind of like the side villains that just happened in the beginning. So they're doing. I thought that this week's episode of Flash was great with Pied Piper. I thought it was a really, really strong episode for a really, really stupid villain.
Yeah, they did a good job with one of the goofier villains, and that's the second appearance of Royal Flush Gang
in the Arrow
verse.
Yeah, in the verse.
So I like stuff like that, if they start doing little things like that maybe Arrow could take down some Flash. Flash tends to catch his villains at the end.
Well, yeah, but they said there are going to be metahuman villains starting to show up. Like Brick is the first one on Arrow this season. He's kind of a metahuman, but not really.
He hasn't done anything overtly metahuman yet.
He's just super durable.
Yeah, durable and lucky, I guess, and tough. That's odd casting, too, for Brick.
Oh, come on. I thought he was great. I thought that guy's great.
He's great, but Brick in the comic book... I love Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
But in the comic book, Vinnie Jones was also the Juggernaut.
Yes, he was. Another indestructible guy.
In the comic book, Brick is black.
Is he?
Well, I mean, in the comic book, he looks like bricks.
Oh, okay.
He looks like the Thing with dreadlocks.
All right. Rocklocks.
Yeah, kind of.
I stick my hair back and forth.
Stop that.
He's an African-American street gangster guy who happens to be a metahuman.
Okay.
And, I heard somebody kind of call it, they're like, oh, they whitewashed him. And I'm like, Vinnie Jones is doing a decent job of it.
It's Vinnie Jones, man.
Yeah, it is Vinnie Jones. And it's weird now, too, that I'm watching two Vinnie Jones shows.
Wow, what else is he on?
He's on Gallivant.
Oh, okay. I actually haven't watched Gallivant yet.
I'm a week. The last episode is. I still haven't watched it yet, but he is the main henchman.
Oh, okay.
For the evil king.
Gotcha.
But it's a funny Vinnie Jones, which is nice to see funny Vinnie Jones instead of.
Well, I had this. I didn't tell you guys ahead of the time about the whole Supergirl thing. They're talking about the pilot, and they cast the first villain for the Supergirl pilot. Before we get into that, they're acknowledging that Superman exists, because they do call this one Superman's cousin. So
Okay, that's good.
So they are acknowledging that. We have Jimmy Olsen, who apparently was on True Blood. I have his name. I don't have his name in front of me right now. So
I do.
yeah.
Or I did.
But where Brick is white now, Jimmy Olsen's black, which Kevin Smith actually brought up on Hollywood Babylon, that Tim Burton was going to put a black Jimmy Olsen in that Nicolas Cage movie that, thank God, it never happened.
I don't have a problem with it.
And you know what? Marlon Wayans was supposed to play Robin in Batman Forever.
Yes.
That would have been horrible.
It would have been so bad.
Although O'Connell was pretty bad.
Yeah, O'Connell was.
Grown-ass man. I'm going to adopt you.
Mechard Brooks, Mehcad. McCad.
Yeah, something like that. He's a jacked motherfucker too. He's pretty in shape.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he looks pretty big for Jimmy Olsen.
But
well, I was saying, in Smallville they made Pete Ross black.
Mm-hmm.
In Man of Steel they made Perry White black, and now in this Supergirl they've made Jimmy Olsen black.
And I'm all for diversity.
I've decided now I want the next Superman to be Terry Crews.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Power!
I want a Terry Crews Superman, and I want a Dave Chappelle Lex Luthor.
Well, Tyrese Gibson is trying to. He's campaigning hard to be Green Lantern because they haven't cast Green Lantern yet for the new movies.
Are they definitely doing a Jon Stewart Green Lantern?
They have not said. That's why he's putting his hat out there. He's like, let me do it. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. If you want to get the award for most fucking obscure villain you can ever have in a pilot, they cast Rory McCann. For any Game of Thrones fans out there, know he's the Hound. The first villain Supergirl's going to fight is the Lumberjack, who's literally a lumberjack.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay?
I don't know.
He's a DC villain. Remember yes, this is an actual DC character from the Cartoon Network
Robot Chicken
show.
Robot Chicken.
Remember when they were goofing on? Yes, these are characters that actually exist.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That it makes total sense.
All right. Well, just to give you people a little history on the lumberjack, this is a dude.
He cuts down trees.
Yeah.
He's okay.
He's got a flannel. He's got a big ass beard.
Mm-hmm.
He has an axe. He was apparently from Earth 1. Lumberjack. Leon, yes, I'm leaving the DC database because you gave me nothing. Oh no, it actually just linked me to an article about lumberjacks.
Oh, there's nothing on Wikipedia.
No, there's not. It says this is literally the DC wiki entry. History of the character is unknown. Related. First appearance of Lumberjack, Earth 1. Let's click that.
Doesn't even say like a year. I feel Lumberjack would have been like 1964.
I'll tell you right now, it was Wonder Woman Volume 1, 1980.
Huh.
Ooh. 1980, if you're pulling out the Lumberjack. Well, that was late 70s, early 80s, I bet you he had like a Canadian origin.
I don't know origin.
That's when they were starting to create a lot of Canadian-based characters.
It looks like he's only been in one comic. Literally, Wonder Woman number 268, June of 1980.
Wow. That's
alrighty then. Well, you can't fight Doomsday every episode.
Maybe they're gonna tie it into Man of Steel that when he threw the truck into the power line, it was this guy's truck, and he hates anybody that's super person.
That's possible.
I
got
didn't
nothing.
Literally in one comic.
I got nothing. Well, you said he was super obscure. Doesn't get much super obscure than that.
I didn't think he was that obscure. Shit.
Yeah,
He's played by Will Ferrell.
But apparently the first villain Arrow fought in the first episode wasn't really a DC villain. It was just somebody they made up for the show. So, and look how Arrow's doing. So maybe Lumberjack isn't going to be that big of a deal.
You know,
I don't want him to be a reoccurring villain. Don't let me fight Lumberjack every other week.
But early on, I think in Arrow, he wound up fighting and killing a guy who was introduced in the Kevin Smith run.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there was somebody that they killed off pretty quick because Arrow did kill off his villains every week. Until finally they said, "Wait, the show's gonna last. Stop killing people." And they said, "Oh, okay." Now he puts them in his prison. So, I think that's pretty much all I got because you can't top Lumberjack.
No, you're right.
I didn't realize he was that obscure.
You know, I came across something interesting, and even just a headline on this article, and it was about Shazam, the Shazam movie for DC, and that it's the Harry Potter of the DC universe.
Yeah.
That here you have the main character is essentially a young kid. It revolves around a ton of magic. You know, his supporting cast is contemporary teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So they have they have an interesting window there that they can kind of jump on that teen market.
The youth market, definitely. Oh, I did link a picture of the Lumberjack in the chat if you would like to see what the Lumberjack looks like.
I assume he looks like a lumberjack.
Yeah.
He's about to chop the shit out of Wonder Woman's armpit in this picture.
Yeah, he looks like a lumberjack. He's flannel, hat, big axe, swinging at Wonder Woman's armpit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Kind of got Wolverine's hair going on there, you know. That's kind of what I expected.
Yeah. Paul Bunyan.
Is that hair or is that a beard?
That's his beard.
That is a beard. That is a rugged beard.
Wow.
Yes.
Good Lord.
And in the series history, he will have fought Superman already. Superman said, seriously.
Since Superman didn't kill him, Superman killed Zod.
Superman said, go bother my cousin. Go. I got shit to do over here. I got to move.
You know who the Lumberjack is?
Who?
I know when he fought Superman. Superman 2. He's the guy from the diner.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's the guy that beats up powerless Clark Kent in Superman 2.
There you go.
There's your origin of the Lumberjack.
I want to see Helen Slater show up on the Supergirl show. That's really the only thing I'm asking. She's not doing much right now.
I want Christian Slater to show up on a Supergirl show. Just because Christian Slater always makes things better.
Yeah, but he can't. Yeah. If a show has Christian Slater on it, it doesn't last more than a season.
Archer has been lasting.
He's on Archer?
He's a recurring character on Archer.
All right, live action show because he did the Breaking In show.
He had a couple bad shows recently.
And they were good shows though. They just nobody.
Oh yeah, but he had a couple. Yeah, bad ones.
It does seem like Christian Slater had like a new show the past like 4 years.
Yeah. Like this one will stick.
The most love Christian Slater has gotten in recent memory was on the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Where the sister kept writing her name as
Mrs. Christian Slater.
Mrs. Christian Slater.
I love that show so much.
That's such a great show.
I think this week they're doing something crazy. I can't remember what it is.
They do something crazy every week.
Well, I think that's it for this week, though.
I think so.
We had a lot of Super Bowl.
We do. We had a lot of Super Bowl. But Walking Dead comes back this Sunday.
It does come back on Sunday. That's right. I have to power watch Saturday. Everything I missed.
Yeah. Yeah, because you missed a lot.
I did. That'll be my weekend watching.
There you go.
All right, so you know where to find us. SoundCloud.com, Facebook.com/Ninjaverse, YouTube.com/Ninjaverse. Everywhere. Find us on Stitcher.
And you can find our other podcast, the Hot Tag Podcast, also on iTunes and Stitcher.
Is it out? I didn't.
I haven't linked it yet.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna link it to the page. I set it up as its own thing, so I haven't had a chance. I had to wait for the iTunes subscription to be okayed.
Okay.
But that should be up on. I'll link that in the next day or so.
Okay.
Went really well. We talked really long time. We'll definitely cut it back a little bit next episode.
This is like a 4-hour podcast.
It's almost a 2-hour podcast.
That could have been part 1 and 2.
was too
I know,
strong.
but there was.
Too strong, and we ended with a song.
We did.
So tune in for that.
Oh,
We will
wait,
link
do I
that.
still
We
have
will
the
link that
song?
on the Facebook page as well.
Wait. Oh, crap, I got rid of the song.
I actually ended on a different Macho Man song.
Did you?
I did. It worked better though.
Because the Ninjaverse is expanding.
It is.
We're going in all different directions.
Yes. Next, we're gonna have a pottery one.
Yes, we should totally have a pottery one.
Pottery and pot. That's
Pottery.
Pottery, yes.
All right, I'm Will.
I don't get drug tested anymore. I'm Chris.
I still get drug tested, and I'm Mike.
And we'll see you next week.
Stupid drug tests.